What's up, y'all? It's your boy Spidey Studios here today. I am back with a brand new reaction for the channel. This is My Adventures with Superman Season 2, Episode 6. I don't know what the title of this episode is called because of the program I'm watching it on, but I apologize in advance. Obviously this episode will be probably posted a couple days after the initial release, but in general, for some reason, the program that I typically watch these episodes on takes forever to upload the newest episode. So I either watch it really late at night or I damn near have to watch it like the next day, and it's so annoying. So luckily, as you also noticed, my friend Jonah and Savion won't be in this episode because they're busy doing other stuff this week. So they'll try to make it next week. But thank God they didn't show up because, bro, this episode, I promise y'all, if you are watching this video, I promise you, this episode, it is currently 8:32. This episode is taking forever to be uploaded, but luckily I found a program that had the episode out, so I'm now currently about to watch it. So last week's episode. Last week was really good. It was a really good episode. We got to see Supergirl be introduced in her Android 18 look. I really like the voice actor who played Supergirl in this, and I also really like Supergirl's character in this. Now, granted, the thing is that I do like Supergirl, and I've said it many times that I think we should show more of Superman's family, just simply because I understand that showing Superman's family is, I don't want to say hard to do, but kind of makes it irrelevant because some of them have the same powers as Superman, and Superman already is an OP character by himself. Having a whole family of him would just damn near be like difficult to write about. But the thing is like, you can write about the Bat family and all of their skill sets are essentially the same. They're all human beings. Like, I guess that's not a skill set, but you get what I mean. They're all human beings. So, but their skill sets are somewhat similar in certain senses. So I feel like if you can write Bat family members in a Batman show or in a Batman movie, I feel like you should do the same more often for Superman. Like, I feel like the only movie we have of Superman's extended family is Reign of the Superman, Superman Unbound, Superman Batman Apocalypse. And I think that's it, as far as I can tell. I don't think there's any other, well, I guess Superman Batman Public Enemies, because Power Girl's in that too. But like, you don't get to see Superman's other family members or partners often, and it's unfortunate. But I really like Supergirl in this. I think Supergirl was a really cool character. I thought her being the Kryptonian warrior at the end of last season was a pretty good twist. I'm curious to see who she's talking to. I'm pretty sure it's Brainiac because the voice sounded really robotic. And since they have said it multiple times that they're the only Kryptonians in existence, it's most likely Brainiac and not Zod. But I'm also curious on how Clark is going to get out of this situation because if we're being honest, this is Superman. He could probably figure out how to get out of this situation by himself without Lois or Jimmy's help. But it seems like this show does have a very strong emphasis on his friends helping him in these serious situations. But most of the time he's like saving them in a sense. But yeah, like I'm curious to see how Clark's going to get out of this situation because at the end of the episode, as the episode progressed, we found out that Kara obviously came to Earth to find Clark against her father's wishes, but apparently she was surprised, I guess, by Clark's ability or Clark's, I guess, status on Earth. Him just like, you know, helping the masses and being a part of a goofy reality show and stuff like that, instead of being a Kryptonian warrior, a badass, conquering worlds and stuff like that. And it's just, I'm curious to see how Superman is going to get himself out of this, but also to convince Supergirl to work with him. Because we know, based on the trailer, that Supergirl does eventually get her version of her Supergirl suit in the show. So we know she's going to eventually become a good guy. We just don't know how. So I'm curious how it's going to be done and how they're going to do it. But without further ado, I really want to get into this episode. Last week was amazing. I really loved it. So I really want to get into this episode to see how it progresses. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh.
Son! What's happening?
What?
You kidnapped me?
Yes. Someone had to extricate you from that backwater planet. You're welcome. Kal-El.
Damn, that was fast. He got out of there.
My name is Clark, and you can't just hold people against their will. Where do you keep the helmets on this thing?
Oh. Oh, so the helmet comes from his suit. That's cool. I mean, it makes sense. His suit is Kryptonian technology. Yeah.
Earth is not your home. Krypton was your home, and we are going to bring it back and build a glorious new empire together. Oh, this is not how I pictured our reunion going.
Oh, so sorry I'm not cooperating with my kidnapper. Next time I'm knocked unconscious, I'll make sure to wake up in a cheerful mood.
I like their interactions in this. It's more family-like and more sibling-like than I've ever seen them before.
For the empire.
Which I want more of this, to be honest. I want to see them act like siblings.
Earth.
Oh, Kal-El. I think I understand. Earth has made your brain weak. All that soft living has made your brain bad and weak. But we can fix that.
Yeah, I don't know. Their interaction is really nice. I want to see more of it like this.
Your father,
like them acting like
alive?
siblings. I feel like that
There are
makes
others
more sense
besides us?
to me.
Please, let me show you.
Okay.
Okay. Show me
Yeah, I
your
like this Kryptonian mask thing.
A thought projector. It records and displays memories. This one has files from the last days of Krypton.
Right, what Krypton
It's
was.
us. Before the fall, Krypton was the most advanced society in the universe.
And you all can fly, apparently.
Opportunity to become model Kryptonian citizens.
Oh,
This is beautiful.
that's...
Isn't it?
Yeah, that was mind control. To...
They look like my parents back on Earth.
That's Garden Citizen 1 and 2. Oh, and this one, that's
Garden
Food
Citizen 1 and
I
2?
often wonder what our food tasted like.
Like, see, she's acting like a sibling. She's trying to be close with him. She's not evil, bro.
I used to do this all the time as a child. When not training, of course.
I know what it's like to be lonely.
I'm not lonely. And I'm not alone. You have returned.
Didn't really have a choice, did I?
No, I want her to be a main character so badly.
Earth.
I want this dynamic
Family,
more.
Friends and people. I
Oh, you didn't say a girlfriend.
wanted you. Let me?
Come on. Thank you.
That's Ma and Pa. They adopted me. It wasn't always easy, but they loved me. And they made sure I knew it. Ready?
Don't throw too hard. Oh, jeez! My gosh!
Wait, Martha Kent.
Ow.
Okay, but I bet you can throw it even softer next time. All right,
Let's
go
cool.
again. That's my boy. Come on.
Kal-El, they taught you how to hide. This was a lesson in how to stifle your true self.
What? No, it's cash. It's sweet.
Did anyone on that planet ever care for the real you?
I mean, to allow him to hide. That's why he hid. He had to hide to protect himself.
We're done here.
Don't!
Oh,
Is this Jimmy? You know Jimmy? My Jimmy? When did you even meet him?
It's reconnaissance of don't.
oh, this is cute.
Ow. Do you like Jimmy?
What? No, what? I don't even know what that means. Stop.
Jimmy's gonna lose it when he finds out an alien has a crush on him.
I will not crush him. I will simply conquer his planet. Now close the
That's
Oh,
not
what's this?
what that means.
Why are you hiding them?
Father says my affinity for anything non-Kryptonian is a weakness. That I
Okay, that's what he wants. But
Yeah, what do you want?
I want what is good for the empire.
You can keep trinkets for
We
places
brought
you
this
go
planet
to.
into the-
What if you showed me one of these planets in your new empire? Not a projection. The real thing.
Yes!
Fair.
I know exactly where to go. Hold on.
Necessarily dismissing her. He's actually
Of
he
course.
wants her to show him
Again.
stuff.
Oh, Kara. There will be no more delays.
But I like that Clark is actually
That's
wants
a
her
solid
to
hydrogen
teach
state
him
asteroid
about
field.
these planets in
Ships
this
can't
empire.
maneuver around it. You have to clear the way manually.
Not every day you get to do that. Helmets, please?
Cool.
Yes, ship. Helmet.
Where should we start? Kara?
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't know what to do. I'm not an
Put her in the ship, dude.
Your face! Kal-El, we're Kryptonian! We don't need these. So easy to mess with your sad little Earth brain.
That's not funny.
Ah!
Kara?
Think fast!
I want more of this. What the hell? We get this in this, but we don't get this in anything else. I would like to see Clark have like a sibling he can hang with. Like Batman has all the family members he wants, and Clark barely doesn't have anything other than Lois. I feel like he should have like at least someone who understands him.
This is neat.
Like, see, she's never even had fun either.
It's very neat.
Okay.
This is a dynamic from these characters we've never seen. Oh!
Kara!
Oh, what was that? Oh, shit.
You changed. You did that on Earth too. How?
Whenever I've needed to protect someone I care about, I get stronger. I always thought it was a Kryptonian thing.
I am the defender of the new Kryptonian Empire. If anyone should be able to get stronger when fighting, it should be me. The people of Thanagar have the ability to fly too. You'll love it.
Thanagar? Like the Hawk people, Thanagar?
No. How is this possible?
Oh. Is that a hologram?
They will become model citizens of the...
Kara!
This doesn't make sense. Thanagar is a thriving part of our empire.
Is this what you do? When you conquer a world, are all the planets in the new Kryptonian Empire like this?
No!
Hey, what's going on?
Kara, you need to understand the truth. This isn't right.
Kara, get back.
It's all right. They're fathers.
Kandor.
Kandor.
Kandor? I recognize the name. I keep forgetting what planet that is. Kandor. I'll have to look it up after.
Kal-El, kneel before father.
Why are we kneeling before Zor-El?
Zor-El? Who is Zor-El?
Zor-El?
What?
My uncle?
She thinks Brainiac is her dad?
Brainiac.
Motherfucker, man. Wow. So she doesn't even know anything about her dad. About her actual birth dad. Just like Clark didn't know anything about Jor-El.
Assure you, the empire I seek to create is not the one your father knew. Go, child, we will speak later.
No, she should stay.
Let me show you my Krypton.
Wait! Thanagarian in a... Is that a parademon?
To measure your potential.
I don't know who the character is in the middle. Oh my god, that's a Green Lantern ring! That's so cool!
Are all that's left.
Dude, this is a Green Lantern. That's so cool. Okay, so I found out that that's actually freeze breath. I did not know that's what that was. That's cool though. I like how overly powerful it is because I feel like it's the weakest compared to, like the weakest looking power compared to all its other ones. But yeah, is that a parademon? I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Kara said you wanted to bring back the best of Krypton. The technology, the scientific advancements.
How do you think we made those advancements which fueled the empire? This was my Krypton.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
It was you. You destroyed Thanagar.
I like this voice actor for Brainiac too. That's so crazy. So this is what the Thanagarians look like.
Luckily,
They look more bird-like than humanoid. Whoa. Nice. Oh, he boosted in power.
Yeah.
Bro, this is crazy. Bro, just his power alone destabilizes me. Destabilizes. Hell
I
no.
am not a weapon.
Damn, crap. Clark?
think it would be that easy?
Except this one, he wants to rebuild Krypton in his own image. Oh no, that's a red sun. Crap. Oh, that's messed up.
Your father was weak, with ambitions so small they could be contained within a cradle. But I dream of the empire perfected.
Oh, this is crazy.
Father. What's going on?
You went to Pentagon. You disobeyed my orders for Earth. You ran away from all. You are a disappointment, Kara.
What's going on?
You will comply.
Bro,
Comply.
that's fucked, dude. Jesus. This is...
What?
Yes, remember that.
The planets in the new Kryptonian Empire, like this?
Oh, damn. That's so fucked up, dude.
I couldn't. Cloud. Clark. What do I do now?
What the hell?
Jimmy Flamebird?
What the hell? Damn it. I didn't think that was the end of the episode. Okay. Dude. Holy crap. Wow. That was... Wow. That was like probably my favorite episode of this whole season. I thought last episode was really good. Kara's whole story in this is really good. I really enjoyed this. That sucks. To think that Kara all this time... Because, like, okay, this isn't the first time that Kara has been, like, shown to be evil at all. Like when she's in the early stages of her journey as a character, when she meets Clark. Like, there's the Superman Batman Apocalypse movie, which we did watch on the channel a couple years back. But in that movie, Kara was abducted by Darkseid to be his like right hand, similar to how Clark was his right hand during the early days of his journey. But Clark obviously was able to beat the mind control out of her in that movie. But I know there are other times where she's been depicted as evil at the start and then she becomes good over time. But it's interesting to see it in this perspective. This whole episode, as a whole, was really good. I really enjoyed it. I said it before during the episode. I love Kara and Clark's dynamic in this. They feel like siblings, even though obviously they're cousins. But they have a sibling dynamic that I wish other versions of them had. Like, I feel like in every version of Kara and Supergirl, of Kara and Clark that I've seen, except the CW version, I always felt like Clark was more of an older brother / mentor for her, like kind of like a father figure for Supergirl. But I felt like because they're not necessarily close in age, but because of their somewhat similar dynamics, I would think that they would act more like siblings towards each other. But it seems like Clark acts more like a sibling towards Connor Kent, Con-El, Superboy, than he does with Kara. I feel like, in my opinion, Clark should have like a sibling dynamic between Connor and Kara. Like, Connor is more like Superman's brother, which is why I like their dynamic a lot in Young Justice, and when they got along. And I feel like this is like another great depiction of Clark and Kara, and I really love their dynamic in this episode alone, which is why I'm so glad the show got a third season. But I hope that Supergirl becomes a main character because I love her a lot in this show. Like these two episodes alone, like just let me know that this is a version of Supergirl I want to see a lot of moving forward. Not even just in this show, but I want her personality to be similar to this in other things. Like, she has a more hardened personality in most things because of her upbringing, but also because of what she had to do before she met her cousin. But I feel like this is more interesting, having them have a more sibling type of dynamic. But clearly she's been manipulated this whole time. And it's interesting. I really like this a lot. So, okay. So, I like their sibling dynamic. I liked Kara showing her memories of Krypton, or memories of Krypton in general, and Clark showing his memories of Earth. And Kara seeing it as weakness because they made Clark hide who he really is from everyone else. Which is an interesting way of looking at it, because she doesn't like his Earth parents because they forced him to have to hide who he truly is in order to fit in. Which is interesting because, yeah, like, you would think, like I don't necessarily, like, I don't hate Clark's parents at all. But it is interesting to see it from that perspective, that I don't like your parents because they forced you to have to hide who you really are in order to fit in. But on Earth, you can't really, first of all, display yourself as an alien. And two, you being one of the few people on Earth that has superhuman powers, yeah, you kind of do have to hide yourself. And it's just interesting how she saw it that way. But it also is interesting that she has different ties. Like, she takes trinkets and materials and objects from different planets that she's been to in order to have some type of memory of them. But she didn't even know that those planets that she went to, she conquered them and destroyed them. She had no idea, because she was mind controlled by Brainiac to do all that stuff. And then when Kara broke through the mental manipulation, she came to all of those planets to see what happened, and then she discovered what happened. So I assume some of the Thanagarians are still alive because they made that mural to remind everybody of what happened. And I guess Brainiac must have, like, wiped it so she would never see it. But that's interesting. Excuse me. That's interesting how they did that. And I really, like I said, I really like the whole Kara dynamic with Clark in this. Like, that's the one thing that stood out with me this whole episode. That was the one thing that I liked and wish we had more of, in my honest opinion. Like, that was, like, the best thing about this episode. Seeing Brainiac. So, okay. This Brainiac voice is definitely different than other Brainiacs I've seen. It does sound similar to the Brainiac from Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but he also has a very similar origin story in a sense, where Brainiac in the Superman original animated series was a Kryptonian AI that wanted to save himself from Krypton's destruction. But he wanted to he wanted to take the knowledge from every planet and then destroy it so that all of the knowledge is precious, so only he has all of that knowledge, because that makes it more precious. In this, it seems like he just wants to completely rebuild the Kryptonian Empire in his own image, it seems. He wants to rebuild it in his own image. Now, we don't know if he's an AI from Krypton. I would assume he is. But I know his main origin story is that he's just, I think, a human being, or not human. He was a living being that was fused with technology to think the way that he does. So similar to Superman Unbound, that movie. I don't know if any of y'all in the comments have seen that, but I think it's similar to that origin story. Which I did like that origin story too, but because I'm so used to the Kryptonian background, I'm more akin to that one. But I don't mind the other origin story either. I'm just more used to that one because that's the one that I've seen the most. But yeah, like I find that interesting. And Brainiac's design is pretty interesting too. It doesn't look like I guess like green and metallic like how even in Injustice 2, where it was similar to that. It's an interesting look. I like it a lot. Like, I really do. Like, I like the look. It's just, I kind of wish it was more like the standard version, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a different look, but I like it. I think it's a pretty cool look for Brainiac. But it's interesting. So Kara goes to all those planets, and then she finds Jimmy, Lois, and I think that was Mala in the brain at the end of that, if I'm correct. Like, if I'm correct, I think she saw Mala in the brain. Hold on, I need to turn down the volume so we don't get copyrighted. But I think she saw Mala in the brain. Yeah. Okay. So that would mean that obviously, because, like, let's be real. I was wondering how Jimmy and Lois were going to save Clark, if they ever were going to. I was wondering how they were going to save Clark. And it seems like they I guess, somehow find a beacon to communicate with Mala and the Brain from their universe that they were in, and called them to build them a ship or use a ship to find Clark in their universe, which is interesting. I'm glad that they brought them back because that's a plot thread. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was the one episode of last season I didn't like. I didn't hate the characters. I just didn't like the whole plot of that episode. Like, I just thought it was an okay plot. But it's interesting that they brought those characters back. And I like that they did because it shows, obviously, like, you know, these plots mean something and they could be used in the future. But that's cool. So it seems like Jimmy and Lois are now looking for Clark, and it seems like Kara is going to help them. But obviously they're not going to trust her because they saw her beat up Clark that whole time. But now she's going to feel bad, and now she wants to find him. So I wonder how that's going to be. I assume the next episode is going to be how Jimmy and Lois got to this point. We're going to see what they did up until this point, or we're just going to see it in flashbacks and it's going to continue the plot. Who knows? But this was a really good episode. I really enjoyed this. I thought that this was probably like my second, if not my first favorite episode of this season. I really enjoyed this. And I assume by the time they find Clark, he's probably going to be mind controlled by Brainiac, which is going to leave a fight between Kara and Clark, which I assume is probably what's going to happen. But yeah, like, I really liked this whole episode. This whole episode was so good. Like I said, I really hope, now that we know that this show has a season 3, I really hope that Kara becomes a main character in this season. I assume probably one of the plots that she's not going to be in the season too much, but she's probably going to go to all of these planets and find a way to make amends for what she did. That's what I assume. But I want Kara to be a main character. One, because her and Jimmy have a thing, and it seems like they want to explore that. But also because I want more Clark and Kara content, because I feel like we only have it in very few projects. Like, there's only a few projects where Clark and Kara really talk to each other outside of the comic books. Like, in the comic books, they interact probably a lot. But in, like, cartoons and movies and TV shows, not really. Like, I feel like the only times Clark and Kara really talk is in Superman Unbound, Superman Batman Apocalypse, which was my favorite interaction between the two of them. This show, what's another one? Superman the Animated Series, and then the CW verse. And then Smallville. But she was always coming in and out of that season. Even the season she was introduced, she was always in and out of that season too. So, and she's not in Superman and Lois. So, and she's not in any of the Superman movies. So, I want to see more of this dynamic moving forward. I know that's probably going to be different because in James Gunn's universe, they said she was going to be a bit more battle-hardened, which makes sense considering what her upbringing might be. But I hope that they have like a sibling type of dynamic. If it doesn't start off with it, I hope it grows into that as time progresses. Because I feel like Clark is so lonely as a character. Like, my biggest problem in terms of Superman content is that there's not a huge emphasis on Superman's supporting cast outside of Lois and his parents. Like, I feel like outside of Lois and his parents, we don't get a huge emphasis on Clark's supporting cast. We don't see a lot of stuff with Perry White or Cat Grant or Steve Lombard or Ronnie Troop or Kara Zor-El or Superboy or Crypto or Steel or Natasha Irons. None of that stuff. Like, they only show up in a couple of episodes of all of his shows, or they show up in like other Justice League content, but they're not main focused characters, obviously. But that's my problem. In every Batman project, or at least a majority of Batman projects, Robin is always in it. Even if he's in it for like a season, he's in it for like a long period of time. Whether it's Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne, who was the main focus of the DC New 52 animated universe. Batman always has his supporting cast as almost as a main character as he is in almost everything he's in. Even in some of the stuff where he's a more solo character, you don't really, you do have people that say they want to see more of those characters. For me, I want to see more of Superman's supporting cast. I want to see more, even if it's not focused on the Daily Planet characters, I want to see more of his other like supporting characters. Supergirl, Superboy, John Kent Superboy, Steel, Natasha Irons, whoever the Chinese Superman is. I forget his name, but I know that he's now a main character too. But Crypto, even. Like, I would like to see more of Clark's supporting characters, his own super family. Because I feel like the only characters we see of them are just Lois. outside of the current Superman and Lois TV show where we see his kids. But like, other than that, Clark doesn't really have a supporting cast outside of Lois. And it makes it seem like Clark's only support system is Lois and his parents. But like, Clark has more of a support system than that. And I would like to see more of an emphasis on that. That's like if you have Peter Parker's only support system is Uncle Ben and Aunt May and maybe Harry and Gwen and MJ. But like, he has other characters outside of that. So I wish that we see more of Clark's supporting cast in future projects, but I hope that Kara becomes a main character in this show, because I really enjoy her a lot in this show. But anyway, that's my opinion on this show, on this review of this episode. I really enjoyed it. This episode was really good. I hate that my friends couldn't make it to this episode, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I hope we get to see more of this episode or more of this stuff moving forward. And I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to this episode. If you guys did, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part of this episode was. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video for your boy. Hit the subscribe button to be part of the community. And hit bell notifications so you guys know when we shall post next. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.